Hey everyone, this is Domina Mara and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the 5 W's of seduction: who, what, why, when, and where. But before we get to those juicy details, go ahead and click that subscribe button, turn on notifications by hitting that bell so that you know when I have new content out. I post new videos every Wednesday and Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, and I live stream on Sundays. Be sure that you are subscribed though, because that will notify you when I am actually online. I have 2 membership tiers here on YouTube, the Mara Emojis and the Mara Hikao. Go check them out after this video. If you like my work, go ahead and support. Also, follow me on my Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Mara Domina for daily news and updates. The reason why the who, what, where, when, why W's are a thing are because they are the most powerful tools for communication and commerce alike. The secrets I'm about to disclose you may have actually heard before, but maybe you have never put them into practice or seen them in the way of building relationships. The who, what, where, when, why of seduction can work for play partners and or romantic potentials with the same basic foundation. Although this video is titled the 5 W's of seduction, hopefully the 5 W's will elaborate more on how altogether. Let's begin with the most basic of the W's, the who. Without another person put into play, there is no question. Who puts 2 players in the same situation in which a game is then formed. Who, in my case, is a submissive kingster, a person who is seeking time with me and wants to play. Who can establish if they have had any experiences prior to me with someone else, or if I'm their first. This leads us to the next W, what. The what is how you find out what the other person wants. What are their interests? Do they like being punished, or do they not like pain but are into feet? Are they into pain by the way of feet? This question is how marketers figure out how to advertise their products. This what sells the content. This what is desire. Kingsters apply to doms because they want to serve, be humiliated, transformed into a femme, worship a perfect body, the list goes on. On my RSVP form, that is the biggest question I ask because that is how I will lead the session and how much I personally will charge for it based on the activities. We will return to the what with another W, but the next W is where. Where dictates the place I will meet my potential player. Are we beginning in public at a meet and greet in vanilla clothing and discreetly? Are we meeting in public at an ATM with smart casual attire and they must get down on their knees to give me their tribute on a leash? Do they just want to see me at the dungeon I'm hosting at with all the BDSM equipment ready to go? Or is this an out call to their hotel because they are traveling from out of town? The where specifies where the appointment is being held and can be useful physically to play. If I'm at dinner in public, I can tease them under the table. If I'm at a rented house, we can take advantage of the backyard for pet play. The where can change from cafe to penthouse, and play can be initiated from the moment of meeting for coffee or tea to beginning only behind closed doors. Negotiations will decide this, depending on what each party is most comfortable with. The next W is the why. Here we can start to psychoanalyze past to present to future. Say my worshiper is into being pet on the head. Maybe in previous conversation, they told me they liked it after I asked if there was any place they don't like being touched, and they said no. There isn't a place they are uncomfortable with. In fact, they really like being pet. Prior to playing, I will have slipped in conversation as we settle into the space. Why do you like being pet? The obvious reason is it feels good. It's physical acknowledgement that they have done something good to please me, and this is their reward. But what else? With play, with routine, there's something always deeper. Perhaps it's because they had strict parents who never showed them any love growing up, So they crave for something now that they didn't receive during developmental stages. These are all clues as to why I should give this specific act in a scene if they truly deserve it. And this heavily ties into when. The last W is when. When signifies not only when the appointment is made and what time to start, but more importantly, when the seduction begins. Seduction can be the form of a lot of things, from having a sexual prowess over someone else and denying it, or allowing the other person to experience intimacy with me when permission is granted. When, to me, is completely intuition-based. Like when you are training a pet, usually puppy or ponies, you make sure you firmly establish your order, hold a beat to have them wait and make sure they understand you are in charge and what it is you are commanding them to do. Then, when they do it, they get rewarded with pets and or treats. The same thing applies while playing or in romance. When playing, I tease a person with their fetishes until they can't bear it anymore and reward them with their desired object or act when they've shown me they've done enough to earn it. In relationships, you don't just jump into serious questions about when to say I love you or marriage right off the bat. Think of the when as a goal. Marriage is a milestone and the potential legal symbolism of your love, but you don't even know the person well enough yet. So you would be sabotaging your efforts if you propose too soon. Starting light and ramping up with fun dates is a way to really see if things are going to work. If you have fun with the person right off the bat and continue having fun with different situations and outings, then the next step is establishing your values and possible exclusivity. That is the equivalent to negotiations and revisiting those with regulars throughout the years. Hopefully it keeps on expanding and is beneficial long term for both. If values start to misalign, communication is key. And compromise will help with the direction you both want to go from there. For example, if someone is no longer comfortable being nude in a scene, I can either accept it and propose minimal amount of clothing, or they can suggest being naked only from the waist up. This discomfort must be explained as soon as any side feels it. That is the only way anything will get solved without resentment building. In romance, if someone starts changing because they start showing a different side to them that wasn't there before, like bursts of anger instead of shrugging it off and being blinded, take these red flags and communicate in a positive way and ask if they are okay, and dive deep with questions that make it seem like you are on their side. You are a team. If things really can't work out, don't be a dick and cheat. That's the when telling you to get out now before it gets worse and becomes more of a mess. End it so both of you can walk away amicably on your separate ways. Playing is more creative in the sense that if things begin to change in a scene because people change, there are always other things we can substitute in or skip completely because we have the choice to. I hope this gives a little insight to how I seduce, and I hope the 5 W's help you on your journey to seduction. If you like this video and found it helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it so that others can educate themselves about the levels of seduction in both their personal and private lives. Go ahead and click that subscribe button, turn on notifications by hitting that bell so that you know when I have new content out. Don't forget to join my 2 tiers of memberships here on YouTube. Follow my social media at Maradomina, and I will see you all again very soon. Be safe, have fun, and keep it kinky, everyone. The reason, the why, this is gonna take a long time. Okay.